Well, joining us now is immigration lawyer Ivon Sampson. Very good morning to you, Ivon. It would appear that nothing will put off or deter people who are absolutely determined to get to us. Would you agree? I mean, is there anything that you can think of that would put them off coming?
I mean, we need economic migration is unlawful and it should be stopped at all costs. But there's a distinction between those coming to genuinely claim asylum and those coming for economic reasons, and we need policy to deal with both. So that is the core problem, because the government can't really identify quickly and properly genuine asylum seekers from those that are not. Now, economic migrants, we need cooperation with the EU, we need a fresh EU treaty and a political will to deal with this problem. It's a global problem. There's no way that the UK can solve it unilaterally. They have to work with European Union partners and have a global solution, a European-wide solution, and even further wider than that, back to Turkey and all the way back to Africa to deal with this problem. There has to be a new treaty to deal with, stop people from leaving their countries. Look, most people don't come to the UK. They go, when there's a conflict around the world, 99.9% of people just go to the neighbouring country. A very, very small minority will try and come to the West, normally via Greece or Italy, and then through Europe and then down to Calais. But it's a small number, but it's disturbing seeing visibly hundreds of people trying illegally to enter the UK.
Whereas I totally get what you're saying and how we need to sort of look at the different types of people who are trying to get into the UK. But even if you have a genuine asylum claim, that doesn't excuse entering the country through these illegal means, does it? I mean, certainly part of the Rwanda plan is to say if you come on a small boat, you will be shipped to Rwanda.
Well, it hasn't passed the court's test, lawful test yet, and it won't, because the Migration Economic Development Partnership, what is called the Rwanda plan between the UK government and Rwanda, it's incompatible with the European Convention on Human Rights. It's incompatible with the United Nations Convention Against Torture. It's incompatible with the Refugee Convention. And what the Supreme Court did, it took advice from the UNCHR. It took advice from human rights organisations, and it declared that Rwanda is not a safe country where we can send people. Now, the government, in their wisdom, have decided to legislate and say, you know what, it is. So what they want to say is, black is white, white is black. And I think the former Solicitor General said last night, the government's trying to say that cats are dogs and dogs are cats. Look, Parliament has sovereignty, but it has to act within the bounds of law. And the Supreme Court has found that Rwanda is not a safe country. Now, the government needs to stop this deluded idea that they're going to get this over the line. They're not. No flight. The only flight that will go to Rwanda, hopefully, will be the Home Secretary to go there and get our money back. Because really, it's not going to fly.
And isn't it true that, I mean, even if the government feels that they at some stage might actually be able to, I don't know, brandish themselves against the law, that immigration lawyers such as yourselves will step in every time, and if they have to fight each case individually, they will do so?
Well, I describe myself as a human rights lawyer, defending the rights of human beings. And I'm a captive of my conscience. Unlike the government. I mean, look, the new legislation, it doesn't exclude Section 4 of the Human Rights Act. And what that means is that the Supreme Court can still make a declaration that the legislation is incompatible with human rights. And thankfully, the government didn't do that, didn't exclude the human rights completely, because that would have been a terrible look internationally for our country. And also, you have to remember that we're subject to the European Court of Human Rights. It underpins the Good Friday Agreement and it underpins the trade and cooperation agreements with the EU. So we can't. I mean, and ultimately, these people will go to the European Court of Human Rights. That's where this matter will be settled.
OK. Ivon, good to see you this morning. Thank you very much indeed.